G'day guys, MF West here, and today we are talking about our Azerite from the new raid called Eternal Palace in 8.2. So this patch is kind of guessed to be coming out in July, August, maybe even September. I hope no later than October, but around that time, so still quite a lot of time left. So information will change, but this is basically a rough idea of the loot set. Well, they've released, Blizzard have released a loot table, and it's quite important as to where they give pieces, because as we saw in BOD, we had good Azerite, good weapons, and good trinkets drop off the first set of like early bosses, and then there was a bit of a dip, and then Mecha dropped our Biz trinket, our Biz shoulder Azerites, and then Blockade dropped our best in slot chests. So that was kind of sucky for some people that were progging Mythic and they couldn't get their Biz items early on. So it's always nice to look and see where Unholy's armor sets will be, and let's do that right this instant. Okay, so the new raid has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bosses. Okay, so pretty standard, and I've written down basically the items, our Biz Azerite sets, just going off what they're going to tweak Azerite for sure, but if we were to go off Azerite, our current Biz Azerite Azerite powers right now, then these are what would be the best. So first of all, the first boss. The first boss does not drop anything Biz. I guess the risks are really nice. Haste Verse, yeah, and then Haste Mastery, not that bad, not good. Now Radiance actually drops our best in slot helm in the raid. So it's not really, I shouldn't be saying best in slot, because I was just checking Blood Mallet, and our best in slot helm currently is the Helm of Abyssal Malevolence. It drops off the last boss in Shrine. Now the big thing is, before I get into this, is what will our best in slot Azerites be? Okay, so currently that's our best helm. Our best shoulders drop off Mecha, and our best in slot currently on live servers chest Azerite piece is from PvP. Okay, it just was last week's reward for capping, and if you use a trophy on it, like I got so lucky today, I got a 415 trophy on reset. I used it on the chest, and now I have the best in slot Azerite piece. So it's important to see if the raid will drop any Biz items, and if Mythic Plus will, because if Mythic Plus has the better items, you have to start saving from the get-go, unless you just want to gamble and be lucky. But let's have a look at what this boss drops. First of all, it's the second boss in the raid, and it drops a crit verse two-handed mace. Now there are only 2 weapons that drop in this raid, like BOD. In BOD we have a Haste Mastery dropping off the first boss, and a crit verse off Blockade. The only weapons that we get here are crit verse. Both weapons are crit verse, so this is what it looks like on heroic. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that it's crit verse, but hey, crit's not bad of a stat. Alright, that's the helm, crit mastery waste, and this very interesting trinket that I don't really think will be too strong. Dealing 1,400 frost damage every second to nearby enemies, as long as Frigid Tempest is only hitting a single target. I'll get to trinkets by the end of the video, but let's have a look at the helm traits. Okay, so first of all, the first thing I see on the outer row is you're going to choose between Magus and Festamite. Right now, Festamite's just too good, even though Magus will scale very, very well with new gear. I think Festamite's still going to be ahead. Tests will show that. Sims. The next row, again, Treacherous Covenant. You hate to see it in Mythic Plus, but it's one of our best Azerite traits still in raid. That's going to be definitely what you take on that row. And then you have to choose between Heed My Call and Gut Ripper. I'm quite sure you'll choose Heed My Call, I think. But yeah, that's the best that drops from the raid. Now, does this helm beat Helm of Abyssal Malevolence? No, it does not, because Helm of Abyssal Malevolence from the vendor that you will be able to buy with Residium once the patch hits is Magus, Festamite, Biz, Overwhelming Power. Yeah, so that is just too good to give up. Okay, so this isn't our Biz, but it's pretty damn good. This will be up there like our second best helm. Okay, so the next boss, have a look at Blackwater Behemoth. So second and third boss, this is the best shoulder Azerite that drops in the raid. Second and third boss, we've already got 2 Azerite pieces out of the way. Great. Verse Mastery, hands, bleh. Crit master legs, bleh. So let's have a look at the shoulder piece. What do we have here? Now, Shoulders, for some reason, for Unholy, like the shoulder Azurite trades are so difficult to get. Like, it's very difficult to get good shoulder Azurites. It just doesn't exist. So, our best in slot shoulder piece on live right now is Mechatork, without a doubt. And then in a close second, it's going to be Kraken Shell Pauldrons, which is Festamite, Magus, and then Unstable Flame. Okay, now this one drops Magus, Harrowing Decay, and then these horrible inner traits. You're probably going to pick Life Speed. I'm not sure which one's going to sim better on the day, but these are nowhere near our top 3 Azurite, like, good Azurite traits on the inner ring. So this is the best one you get from Raid. So this is pretty bad, guys. This is pretty bad. So that's not very good. You're probably going to want to be saving Residium for the shoulder piece, because these are pretty poor traits. Like using Harrowing Decay, it's not very good. Okay, and then next up we're going to go to Lady Ashvan. This trinket's very interesting. I'll get to this trinket in a bit. Haste Mastery ring, yuck. Haste Mastery feet. They're really emphasizing Haste Mastery gear. This chest piece is not good. The Hatchery, again, like I said before, they might be changing the weapons up. This is still very early days, but crit verse, a helm which is not very good, and a crit mask. Notice how there's no crit haste gear from this raid. Hopefully that changes. And then we get to the Queen's Court. Again, these shoulders are horrible. They're worse than this one right now. Haste verse wrist, welcome. And then we get to this boss. Now this boss drops our best in slow, the best Azurite chest piece in the raid. Let's have a look at it. So we've got a choice of Festamite and Hell Chains on the outer rim. Festamite probably there, and then we've got Magus. That's amazing. And then we've got Overwhelming Power on the inner realm. This is amazing. This is a very, very good piece. So our best in slot chest will be from the raid. Only problem is that it's from the second last boss. So it's like from Blockade. So you'll have to get up to Blockade pretty much to do that. That's pretty unfortunate. And this trinket I'll show you guys later. Ashara drops nada. Okay, so the next thing we have to ask ourselves is, what do these trinkets do? Let's have a look at that now. These are the trinkets here, guys. So basically, most of these trinkets, unfortunately, right now are all to do with agility and intellect. There's only one strength, I think. So these are the trinket effects of the different classes. So intellect. This one here, your abilities have a chance to create a void tier for 30 seconds. Standing near a void tier opens a portal. Yeah, that's intellect, sorry. I think they're still doing the strength ones, because look, intellect again, agility or strength. Yep, that's the one I told you about before that we saw. Agility in it's a strength shield. Look how they've done this Great Reef barrier. It's a nice touch there. As an Aussie, you can see the Great Barrier Reef. Yeah, so they haven't done any strength related weapons or trinkets yet, so besides this weird frost trinket. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but in terms of Azurite from the raid, it's not that bad. There is some decent Azurite in there, but I do think from the get-go when the patch hits, save Residium. In terms of whether should I save Residium now in the current live patch, apparently if you do save, you'll be at a little advantage. It's not like you're just gonna stockpile like 10k Residium and you're gonna be way ahead of people. That's not how it works. It will they will kind of close the gap down, and you will not be able to just buy a piece on release. So get your biz items go on to Blab Mallet, look at what the best in slot Azurite pieces are currently, save up, buy them, so when you go into 8.2 you have the best in slot Azurite pieces that you can get from the vendors, and then start saving for a specific piece. Okay, so that's what I recommend you guys do. And that is pretty much the video. I will keep you guys updated. I am looking at PTR all the time. They still haven't fixed the Unholy specific Azurite essence, so I'm waiting for that, and I will let you guys know about, when it changes, and hopefully they actually fix it and update it. So yeah, follow me on social media at Facebook and Twitter at MFWestWow, and I will see you guys soon. Stand holy and peace.